My name's Trish, and this is the first garden tour. I'm gonna walk you through the inside of my greenhouse, what's going on, because a ton of this stuff is gonna be transplanted out into the garden now that we're officially past our last frost date prediction. And I believe it this year. Usually I would wait until about Memorial Day weekend and maybe even the first week of June. But we've had an unusually warm spring so far. And I mean, there's been a couple of days that they predicted low 32, which would be frost. And it ended up being somewhere between 36 or 38. So they were quite a few degrees off. And that's okay with me. So everything's been flourishing in here. I will show you the inside of the greenhouse, walk you through the garden, and I guess kind of where things are gonna be, but I'm still up in the air until I actually get them in the ground. I have a plan, but as you guys probably know, you can plan it as much as you want, but until you get boots on the ground, you don't know exactly how things will turn out, what will get eaten. I've got enough plants in here to obviously provide for my garden and many more, but I've had so many issues with rodents and other pests and slugs and insects and bacterial fungus and that whole thing, because I am still learning. So I wanted to make sure I have enough to not only plant out, but I have enough to replace just in case anything happens. And then of course the rest of the plants will either be sold on Facebook Marketplace or regifted to friends and family. Without further ado, let's go. So when you walk into my greenhouse, it's not very big. It's about 7 by 7, and I'm not sure how tall it is. It's pretty tall. This is kind of a smorgasbord. I planted these as snow peas and they look like weeds. So we'll see. I purchased a peachy keen and the rabbits ate it down. So like the first day I brought it home. So I brought that back. tomatoes that I start building up. I only had a couple of the bell peppers pull through. See, this is why you start so many seeds. Because I had as many cells started of the bell peppers as I did the other tomatoes and peppers, and I only got 3 that germinated out of them. Which apparently is like an invasive species in Minnesota and Wisconsin, and it, like, I read online that it wants you to eradicate. So what, I pruned it up and fertilized it. Oh well. Planting back there because now we're having water issues, so hand watering everything, making sure everything gets enough hand watering everything. Hi, honey. Making sure everything gets enough water is just kind of a delicate balance right now. Passed away in January, so I call it my magnolia tree. Just a quick look at where my garden is right now. I am in zone 5A in central Wisconsin, right outside of Madison. I am a very inexperienced gardener. I mean, I've had a couple years gardening. I think this is the first year I'm like able to have a lot of resources in place. And seriously, if you have been thinking about gardening and you're not sure about it, just do it. Because the worst that can happen is you're like, oh yeah, it's not for me, and then you know, and then you're not like wondering, why haven't I done this sooner, you know? I think that everyone should just try out. Just try. Okay, so that wraps up the May 2021 garden tour. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see ya.